I would like to profess my belief that even mad people can be men of God. After all, it is a general belief in African society that some of the sayings of mad people and drunkards, some of the time, can be revealing of the future. And if this were to be truth, then mad people and drunkards can be prophetic, hence, men of God. And remember, God gives to each according to the dictates of his wishes, according to the dictates of one's desire from God's own abundance. So, it then goes that if one is mad and is actively godly, better put, prophetic, it doesn't necessarily mean that that madness would cease until one truly wishes and asks for cessation of the madness. For God says, ask and it shall be given unto you, seek and you shall find, knock and the door shall be opened unto you. So, that Father Mbaka is a prophet of God does not exclude him from the realm of madness, depression, and some other antisocial symptoms. After all, in the Bible, there are accounts of prophets who got depressed, who got angered, who were referred to as mad prophets. Remember, Jeremiah generally was referred as the mad prophet, the weeping prophet. Hosea, at a point in his prophetic ministry, was even muted by God. He could not talk. Jonah, at several points, got angered. So, examples abound in the Bible of prophets who at some point in time or the other lost it. So Mbaka is not an exception. But he will not get cured of this depression and antisocial tendencies that he's exhibiting until he truly seeks divine cure. For he must ask for it to be given unto him. He must seek it for him to find that sanity. Alright, before we continue for all these connotative logics, I would like you to subscribe to our channel. Remember, we are the Analytics, a channel that is solely dedicated on analyzing the socio-political and economic happenings in Nigeria, Africa, and world at large. Okay, what brought about this analysis? What brought about this logic? Nothing more than Father Mbaka's outbursts and his comment as the stingy man, his comment on Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of Labour Party for the 2023 general election. Peter Obi is a presidential candidate. He's contesting. And in 2019, he ran alongside Atiku Abubakar as Atiku Abubakar's running mate. In that 2019, in the build-up towards that 2019 general election, Peter Obi visited Mbaka's adoration ground, where he was asked to make donation during bazaar and Thanksgiving ceremony. Of course, Peter Obi said that he doesn't give cash, that he would like to be given a project in the church for him to execute it with his own money. And his response didn't go down well with Father Mbaka, who said that Peter Obi, who is on a joint ticket with Atiku Abubakar, will never smell the presidency, which means the People's Democratic Party, then his political party, would never win the presidency. Now, Obi is running as a president on the ticket of Labour Party. And Father Mbaka, who obviously has not forgiven him for not giving money to his adoration ground in last 4 years, or now came out and said that how can you allow that stingy man to be president? Upon all this hunger that is ravaging the country, he cannot bring out his money. Do you want hunger to kill you? And he said, quote and unquote, where is the Holy Spirit? He continued that any man who cannot bring out money and give to people, any man who cannot give people money to the church of God, anyone who cannot share money cannot be president. And he said it on prophetic ground that Peter Obi will never be president of Nigeria. Of course, this is an act of unforgiveness. It's an act of bitterness carried for over 4 years by a man of God who is a prophet, who we all believe to be a prophet. Of course, there is a saying that one is not presidential. These are callings. Not talk of divine calling like priesthood. There is never a point in time when a priest ceases to be a priest. You are priest and you must act priestly for the rest of your life after ordination. So Father Mbaka can never say that he's talking as Father Mbaka, that he's talking as Ejike Mbaka. No. He was talking as Father Mbaka, for he remains a priest of God, even unto death. So, Why would a priest of God equate the presidency to financial benevolence? We all know the history of Anambra State under Peter Obi. We all know how Peter Obi was able to manage resources of Anambra State. He introduced the Anambra Integrated Development Scheme, ANIS. Anambra Integrated Development Scheme, ANIS. What is the duty of this scheme? A holistic, a comprehensive development of the state, road-wise, health-wise, education-wise, science and technology-wise, all spheres of living we are comprehensively included in this ANIS program. Of course, Peter Obi was the only governor in Southeast who left huge amount of money, 70 or 75 billion Nigerian naira in the purse of Anambra State. Of course, the federal government owned Anambra State as at then 49 billion naira for federal roads done by Peter Obi. This money was paid to the immediate past administration of Willie Obiano. And of course, how Willie Obiano ran the affairs of Anambra, this will be a topic for analysis in our future video. For now, why would a man of God, a priest of God, a prophet of God, whom we all believe to be a prophet of God, equate financial benevolence to with the presidency? It baffles me. It defies any sense of reasoning and logic that a man of God would throw such line of outbursts. And of course, the onus now lies on the Catholic Bishop Conference of Nigeria, the CBCN, via his local bishop, to put him to order, to correct him. And remember, Father Maka is not new to outbursts that heats up the polity and causes controversy in the society. Remember also that after the 2019 general election, the governorship election in Imo State was won by Emeka Ihedioha. Case went to from tribunal to appeal court, and of course, when it got to the Supreme Court, Father Mbaka declared that Hope Uzodinma would be governor. How it would happen, he never knew. And of course, Supreme Court upturned that election and declared Hope, who came a distant fourth, declared him winner. This judgment of Supreme Court is still causing controversy in Imo State polity up until now. Now, the basis upon which Father Mbaka said that Peter Obi will never be president of Nigeria is not divine. It is never prophetic. God don't work in that way. The God I know, the God that I serve, doesn't work in that way. God can never use because you did not give donation. Of course, Peter Obi agreed to execute a project. He said there is need for a hospital on this ground, school, and all the things you said. Give me a project for me to execute instead of giving money. Peter Obi believes that the money, when given, would be channeled into the wrong channel. That's why he prefers to execute a project. Remember, when he was governor of Anambra State, in order to give money to schools to self-develop themselves, he had to hand those schools over to their founding churches, Anglican and Catholic. You know, sometimes in early 1970, government took away schools from churches and started managing the schools. Peter had to hand over those schools back for him to be assured that the money he was about to give would be used appropriately. So, historically, Peter is not known for giving out money. He believes in managing projects, in turning a society from consuming to producing society. And that is what he has promised in Nigeria. I'm not running any ad for him. No. This is a neutral channel, which, of course, in our future videos, we will soon analyze the potentials, the capacities, and the challenges that we believe will be faced by every candidate of the four major political parties, the APC, the PDP, the NNPP, and the LP. Of course, this video is not focused on Peter Obi, no. It is focused on Father Mbaka's outburst. The church is the church of God. The church is a principled church. And Father Mbaka has lost followers on social media due to his outburst. As at this morning, over 150,000 followers have unfollowed him. And he's still counting. It has just entered about over 200,000 who had unfollowed him. That should show you the rhythm of the people. I remember there is a Latin saying that says that the vox populi, vox Dei. The voice of the people is the voice of God. If Father Mbaka says Peter cannot be president and the people vote Peter, Peter would be president. Now, coming to this usual political outburst by Father Mbaka, I think it is high time for the Church of God, the Holy Roman Catholic Church, to call Father Mbaka to order. Remember his outburst that nearly cost Bishop of Enugu his secretariat. Hoodlums attacked the bishop house. All thanks to Father Mbaka. The evil that people are suffering in Nigeria today, the evil of the present administration, Father Mbaka played a major role when he said he advised people to vote President Muhammadu Buhari then in 2014. He said, okay, in his 2015 New Year revelation, he said that Buhari is the Messiah. Of course, we all see what is happening in Nigeria today. The price of fuel, local economy, killings, even persecution on the church has increased. In fact, Buhari is the only president who openly supports killing of church goers. He did not say it by his words, but by his body language. Now, that is the man that Father Mbaka told us is the Messiah, was the Messiah who was to come. Of course, he had come. People followed Father Mbaka. At least over 200,000 to 300,000 people voted him due to Father Mbaka's advice. And this is where we are today. And now he had come again. Is it not time that the church applies that Latin saying that says sanatio and radice, hailing from the root? Hear Father Mbaka from the root. If he is depressed, if he is mad, if he has this tendency of antisocial and borderline behavioral tendencies, take him to psychiatric hospital, cure him, heal him from the root, let him get well, let him be all right. For the ministration of God, for the prophetic ministry of God is never political. Prophetic ministry of God is never biased. It's never unforgiving. It's never done in bitterness. That is my own take. And I think that is the take of the majority of people who lives and resides in southeastern Nigeria, which is the support base of P2B. Well, I will end here. But before we go, please subscribe to our channel. The growth of this channel heavily relies on your subscription. You're subscribing and you're hitting the notification bell. Please, if we post any video, please try to like it. If you have any observation, try to drop it in the comment section. Remember, it is the analytics. We are focused on analyzing socio-political and economic happenings in Nigeria, Africa, and world at large. Remain blessed.